All right. Getting very musical. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Aztec Nation, to a new episode. Your screen is not deceiving you. This is the Sons of Montezuma podcast, but it is a collaboration effort today with the Hijos de Montezuma, our Spanish language podcast. And we're gonna have a little fun today, a little Spanglish. So I'm gonna bring on our normal host for the Hijos. You guys know him if you've been watching. His name is Cheque. What's going on, Cheque?
I feel like I've entered into a parallel universe right now. Hijo de.
Yeah.
Raza, ¿cómo están? Aquí andamos, así es. Con Mateo San Diego. Here we are, Mateo. Let's get the show rolling. Let's get it rolling. Let's do it. I'm excited. I'm excited for today.
Good, you should be. I've been waiting on this all day for everybody joining. We want to thank you for joining. We are Sons of Montezuma. Maybe this is your first time watching our episodes. We've been doing this for quite a while, and today is a very proud day for us. We're going to bring in some of our other members that we have on the team here. Aztec alum. His name is El Chino Andrew.
So what's happening, everybody? What's happening? ¿Qué pasó? We're not letting the rain dampen anything tonight here. We got a double collab tonight. Let's go.
We're gonna make it rain.
Vamos.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Vamos.
All right, and we got Senor El Checo, also an Aztec for life. How you doing, man?
Hey. Hey.
All right. If you guys have seen these guys at any games at VA House, you know that they bring it. They're real fans, and we love to do this. We love our Aztec Nation. We want to thank you guys all for joining today. It's gonna be a fun day. Cheque, do you got your introductions ready? Because we have a couple ladies that are gonna be joining us, and we gotta do as we do. We gotta bring them in right.
But we gotta do it Hijos de Montezuma style. ¿Verdad, raza? Así lo tenemos que hacer de nuestra manera. We have to do it my way, our way. Hijos. No. Bueno, me preparé. I try to get ready. Okay. Ladies,
who are we bringing in first?
Oh, we're bringing in standing at 6 feet. That's right, SDSU senior. She went to Chaminade High School from LA. Yeah, from LA, but she now resides in the best city in the world, San Diego. That's right. She was named to the All Mountain Fresh team. And she is not once, not twice, no una, no dos, pero tres veces seleccionada for the El Salvador national team. That's right. Saludos a Nayib Bukele, president of El Salvador. Number 23. Kim Villalobos. That's right. We're bringing in her first. That's right.
Hello, everybody.
What's happening, Kim?
Hi, that was a good introduction. Thank you so much for that.
I almost
lost my voice. The games.
Hey. Another extra gig for me. That's perfect. That's perfectly well. Perfect.
That'd be a great gig.
All right.
Welcome.
All right. Well, Kimberly, welcome. Oh, is it Kimberly or Kim? Tell me which one. Okay, Kim. Okay. Kim. Now, let me reverse the numbers now. Standing at 5'10", SDSU senior from the Lone Star State. Yes. Named Mountain West Player of the Week in December 2023 and selected to Puerto Rico's national team. Ya tú sabes. Yes, ya tú sabes. Number 32, Adryana Quezada. That's right. Ya tú sabes. Oh, sí.
No, I love the intro.
Right? Good intro.
Ya tú sabes. Raza, he terminado. Let's go, Mateo. Let's do this.
Ladies, welcome. Thank you so much for spending a couple minutes with us. I know you could be doing a lot of different things, even though I know it's a little rainy outside. You all are still in San Diego at the moment, right?
Yeah,
we are.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
I've had practice and everything, so.
And weights.
We're getting you at a good time. You're calmed down a little bit, nice and relaxed, hopefully, or you're amped up. Either way, let's go.
Oh.
We just amped them up, bro. We just did that right now.
Yeah, it was like a game.
No, I'm ready to go.
But if you can get me that gig as a game announcer, I'm ready to go. I'm willing to do it. If you're willing to give me that gig.
Well, I
For
think
real.
chat is already fired up. The chat is already fired up. Everybody's chiming in already. Kenny, I see you, Kenny. I see you. Let's go, Kim.
Yeah.
Angelica, buenas noches. T Mac, what's going on? El Salvador.
Yeah, see?
Salvador. Shout out Salvador.
So, ladies, we wanted to bring you in, and I had the chance to catch a game, my first game of the year, this past last Saturday. You guys absolutely torched Boise State. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for doing that. And I had a blast. It was a wonderful time. I've been wanting to reach out to some of the team members for a while. So, we're doing something that we've never done here before. As all you watchers are seeing down below, this is an NIL event. If you want to ask any of the ladies a certain question, our super chats are open. Thank you to all of our supporters. Sons of Montezuma, we have amassed a subscription based enough now that we can have super chats. So this is a new thing we're trying to try out for student athletes. If you want to ask a question, feel free to super chat, donate, whatever you feel in your heart to do. And it's all going to go back to you, ladies. So something we're trying to do and grow Aztec Nation. So thank you so much. Thank you, all you watchers.
And we're making history tonight. Let's go. We're making history. That's what we're doing tonight, too.
Yeah.
But understate that. Somewhere. That's right.
Usually I talk a lot, but this time I cannot. This time
No.
Thanks for coming to the game, though. It was a good game. You catch a good one, so.
No, you did catch a good one.
Well, okay, so let's start there because we'll get into who you ladies are and a little bit of your basketball journey, but let's just talk about the team a little bit right now because I did catch the game, and from what I understand now, we're on a 3-game win streak. So there's a lot of good basketball coming up ahead, a lot of big games coming up ahead. Tell us about this weekend and your opponent.
Go ahead, AD. You can start it.
Yeah, we played Colorado State. We played them earlier this year at home, and it was a buzzer beater, right? Yeah, it was a buzzer beater, and it was pretty good.
It was. So. Overtime? Was it overtime?
Oh, yeah, it was overtime. It was overtime.
Overtime. It was overtime.
Jada hit the shot.
No, it was a great game. Yeah. That was a good game. It was a close game. Colorado's a good team, so it was definitely, we all came out pretty aggressive, and yeah, that was a good watch for the fans too. So
in OT, Colorado State. So now you get to return the favor. They're going to be looking out to get a little payback.
Yeah,
get a little payback.
No, for sure, they probably are.
Okay, all right. You're gonna have to bring it. Okay, I see you, T Mac. We're gonna get there. We see you. We got you. So, ladies, when do you take off for Fort Collins?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Got a pack. Okay. Still got a pack, but tomorrow morning after practice.
What is this time strategy? What are you planning to do? Are you gonna go with a different game plan? You've played them before, but how is the game plan this time? Is it more aggressive? We're gonna attack, and y por si las moscas ahí por si acaso, or what's gonna happen?
I think kind of the same game plan. I think last game like I said, everyone came out aggressive. Defense was the number one thing. Our shots were falling, but I think now that we're going away, now that we're in an elevation, maybe just, I guess, being smarter this time, right?
Yeah, making a point to really execute like our game plan.
I heard elevation there, Kim and Adriana. Is the beet juice a thing? Is that a thing you take? Is it? I keep hearing about beet juice for some reason. Is that something that's part of the routine there before you go or before the game, or how's that, if at all?
Yeah, Queenie makes us a cup of beet juice in the morning before practice.
Yeah, every day. At least like maybe a week before we're going away, we have that beet juice waiting for us. And I'm not a fan, so I try to, go away from it, but she does her job. So
yeah, she catches you.
After all that, Are you still a fan? Are you now a fan of the beet juice, or you still hate the beet juice?
It's getting easier, but I don't think I'm gonna be a fan of the beet juice.
Mm-mm.
Fair enough.
No, not for me.
Yeah, I'll just have Gatorade or something when I'm at the game, you know. But
or at least some Starbucks, you know, like
right?
that
Yes.
that will release the tension. Get 'em some Starbucks.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I didn't realize beet juice was a real thing. I just thought that was like a little urban myth, I guess.
Yeah. I wonder. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure
supposed to
that-
help with like your blood or something, like
Mhm.
opening up. I don't know.
Blood flow, oxygen, something.
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like that.
But I'm like, it's mental. As I tell Queenie, she's like, yeah, okay, I'm the trainer.
Okay, all right. Kim, let me start with you a little bit. So, and everybody, thank you for your super chat questions. We're gonna get to them right now. We're gonna spend a lot of time on each super chat question, but just we want to get a little background. So, you're from the LA area, which is really cool. Tell us about growing up playing ball in Southern California, and how did you get into playing ball?
Well, I have two older brothers. They both play basketball too. One's 31 and one's 26. And so we're, age difference a bit. I'm 22. And they just played basketball, high school, middle school. I would go to the games when I was little and just kind of sit around watching. And finally, my dad let me try all the sports, and I just stuck to basketball more. I did a little bit of like co-ed, Pee Wee, all that stuff at the park when you're little. And then eventually I met a friend, and then she's like, you want to play travel ball? I didn't know what that was. I was like, sure, why not? Basketball seems fun. And I just stuck to it ever since. And then I went to middle school, played basketball, high school, played basketball, played on Cal Storm since like sixth grade till my senior year. And yeah, I went to a private high school, Chaminade, before that Alamany, but it was all through basketball. So yeah, I was little. My brothers, I guess, and my dad. Yeah.
Okay. So let's get to T-Mac's question. Is it what would it be safe to say? Who was the basketball inspiration for you? Would it be your brothers? Would it be your dad? Or is it somebody else that you haven't mentioned?
Well, I'm always a Kobe fan, right? I was able to, practice with him and stuff. So that was really definitely him always. But, I guess a more like tangible inspiration is definitely my brothers and my dad. It has to be both of them. I can't pick.
Wow. Did you say you actually got to practice?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but yeah, so.
How about for you, Adriana?
For me, that'd be my dad, for sure. He's like the biggest basketball fan you could think of. He like watches all our games, so my inspiration would definitely be my dad.
Now, following up to that question, who have you modeled your game after? Which player have you modeled your game after, or tried to model your game after? Per se, like for example, Kobe or Steph Curry, or any player that you have tried to model your game after?
I mean, I've attempted, and I'm born and raised in Texas, so I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, and my go-to is always Dirk and his fadeaway. I don't know, I kind of and his footwork. I just always loved it.
On the 1 foot too. That's always just every time.
Bueno, ahora yo estoy con Luka Magic, ¿verdad? Luka all over the place. I'm good with Luka. How about you, Kimberly? Who do you try to model your game after?
I don't know. That's honestly a question I haven't thought about a lot. I don't know. I like a combination. I like a lot of players, how they, their style, like Luka's style, love Kobe style. I'm a big Laker fan, so the power forwards in the past. Yeah, I don't know. Let me think about it.
Some Showtime Lakers. Yes. Showtime Lakers. Showtime Aztecs. Eso
Hey.
Showtime Aztecs. Vamos a hacer una parranda azteca. No. Sorry.
Maybe
kind of quick question.
On that question, like knowing that you see other players with certain styles, and both of you are cleaning up the boards this year, from what I understand, right? So we're looking at forward. Does that really translate into the women's game, or how does it as far as position goes, what you see, on TV, Does that translate into how you approach the game?
Like rebounds, or what do you mean? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean you're excelling at the rebounds and whatnot. So like when you watch like an NBA player, how do you translate that into maybe what you're playing with the Aztecs?
Well, I guess me and AD are the forwards in our. Like we're not, I guess, true post, right? Like 10, 11 isn't too tall, but I guess we are. That's kind of our role too in the team. So just kind of trying to. I guess that's also how we win. Part of the game plan, rebounding. So,
yeah.
I think it transitions in every level, I would say. By UAD, I don't
really know. Yeah, like I guess it translates to every level, and rebounding, like it's like big effort thing.
Now, AD, you got over 1,000 points in your career. That is something I saw. Like that is quite the accomplishment. And coming here to San Diego from Texas, okay, I gotta say it because you know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. From San Antonio to Utah State. You're already covered. Yeah, okay. It's all good. We're all in the same conference. But what was that transition like? Because we feel a certain way about Utah State, but what was that transition like? I'm kind of curious about that.
Like transition, like in basketball or life, like what do you mean?
Yeah, and both on and off the court. I mean, it's such a very different
general,
sport. I think Utah is beautiful. It's a beautiful state.
No, yeah, don't get me wrong. Utah is beautiful, especially with the mountains and the snow, but it's got nothing on San Diego. Like it's everything that I left in Utah, like for San Diego, it was definitely like perfect. It was the right choice.
And this question goes for both AD and Kim here. I know AD, you transferred over. Kim, you came here out the gate here. What was the thing, on the visit? Was it whether it was on the visit or maybe it was a past experience coming here in town? What was it that kind of said, you know what, this is the place for me?
You go first, AD.
Oh, I got it? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. So
you're more recent, so
yeah, I guess. Mine was a year and a half. For me, it was really like my past experiences and just the fact that I had already been to 2 college institutions before coming here. And on my visit, it was really just like I feel like I have a good sense like of how genuine people are and if they're good, and I felt like I really got that from the staff. And then I met some of the girls, including Kim. We went off for ice cream and it was just, they're all nice. And I was like, oh, this is good.
What's topping a choice? What's topping a choice? And you all got ice cream.
Oh yeah.
What was that? What was it? I mean, ice cream. Like it's something about food that like it gets you to the heart. It always gets it just kind of brings people together.
Yeah. We were talking about that. We were talking about food when it comes to food, and obviously Kim, played on the El Salvadorian team. National team, and AD, you played for the Puerto Rican team. Like,
ya tú sabes.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Do we need to talk about food? Do we even need to go there?
Right, we know about food.
No, for real.
We know.
Háblenme de comida. Vamos, talk to me about food. Let's go.
Let's see. I don't know a lot of Puerto Rican food, honestly, but we have the empanadas, a lot of pupusas. Always.
That's good.
Frijoles fritos, obviously. Eggs. It was just traditional foods, that you would make at home. A lot of home food, which is good.
We're gonna have to get some NIL sponsors from our Salvadorian restaurant down here in National City. There is
pupuseria.
Sylvia's pupuseria is amazing. I don't know if you ever had that one.
Escuchando, Silvia, por favor.
Yes.
Unas pupusas aquí también.
What about you, AD? When it comes to holiday time, what are you eating? Are you eating pernil or are you eating mofongo?
No, my favorite is actually arroz con gandules. Oh,
yes,
that's my go-to dish right there. My grandma makes it every holiday.
Yeah, I'm all about the pigeon peas.
You've never had that?
Never heard of it. It's like Puerto Rican, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now that talking about food, I mean, Mexican food. Have you guys been eating some Mexican food when you? How about
Oh
true
yeah,
Mexican, like full Mexican?
I love
Que le
Mexican
ponen,
food.
que
I
le
love
ponen como
Mexican food.
le ponen 5,000 chiles ahí, ya te enchilas todo.
Yeah, they. I'm half Mexican too, and my mom's Mexican, so she loves her
Right.
Mexican food. You know.
No, Sam, that's my
Yeah.
dad's side. Oh,
Yeah, full Mexican right there. Full
Yep.
Mexican.
Okay,
So,
ladies, let's talk a little bit about school. Let's talk a little bit about school. The that's what we're here for, San Diego State. So what are you each majoring in? What are you looking towards as far as your professional line of work? AD, start with you.
so right now I am majoring in interdisciplinary studies, and it's basically somewhere where I can choose my concentrations. I've chosen history, Africana studies, and culture and tourism. And while that's my degree, I've like on my free time and previously, like I've worked a lot in like digital art and animation. And my like kind of dream, I guess you could say, is I'd like to work for like video game design and like creating characters and stuff. That's really what I'm about.
Very cool. Very cool. How about you, Kim?
My major is social work right now. So I was first started as a psych major, psychology, and then I went to social work, and right now I'm kind of in an internship where I'm working with like hospice patients, which I've enjoyed, even though it sounds like maybe to some a little dark. I really enjoy kind of just being around people and yeah, just like helping, serving others is kind of what I want to do, you know? And yeah, about to graduate this semester, and then hopefully get like a 1-year master's, not sure in what yet. But after that, see where kind of life takes me, you know? It's a lot at once, I think, especially us being athletes. But yeah, my passion is somewhere in social work. There's a lot of fields, but yeah.
Now we have a question from Melanie McElroy here. You saw it, Matt?
Yeah, let's go ahead and
let's put it up. There you go.
What advice do you have for middle school girls who are prepping to play high school ball next year? Okay, so that's like that next level down, looking to play high school. So for a middle school girl, Kim, why don't you go ahead and take that?
Let me think about it. A middle school next year, high school. It's
That's
definitely
a
yeah, it's a transition, you know. You also have to think like you're, I don't know what age, maybe 14, 13, 15, gonna
Right.
play against like 17-year-olds, you know, players that are older, maybe have played high school many more years. But I would say just competing, like effort, competing at a high level, being coachable, and just consistency. Like, let's say you have a bad game or a bad workout, whatever it may be, to continue at it, because it'll go over with the next. If you have a good game the next time or good practice, you don't even remember the bad one. So just staying consistent, working hard, and always being confident in yourself, for sure. And then all the tangible things like, you know, ball handling, shooting, all those things will come with time. Yeah.
That's sound advice. How about from you, AD?
No, kind of the same thing. Like it is a big transition from middle school to high school. So I would say definitely like just sticking with confidence and realizing like it's going to be a bit of a journey, you know, going to middle school, high school, and it's going to be a bit different, but just sticking to it really.
Speaking of the kids here, I know we got the game at CSU on Saturday at noon. Mountain West Network, by the way. You got multiple screens, no excuses. that's the plug right there. And then the next home game. I'm seeing the next home game at it's against New Mexico Wednesday, 11 a.m. There, I think I'm hearing final field trip day of the season is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
What does that mean to see the kids? You know, you see to kind of see them out there. You know, they take. I mean, it's gonna be a special feeling being on the kids' side to be able to get out of class and go on the field trip there. What does that mean for you all when you hear the screams and you hear you kind of all that joy? What does that mean for you all?
It's so fun. I mean, it's so many kids. They're adorable. They're just happy to be there. Honestly, sometimes they don't even know like who scores, but they're just yelling. But I feel like it makes us feel really, it's like a home court advantage, really, when all the kiddos came and hear our own plays, but we're trying to yell at each other. But it's nice to have them. I love those games personally. How about you, AD?
No, Sam, I like those games. It also it reminds me because when I was in elementary school and we would go to games and obviously not San Diego State, but we'd go to the college near us and watch their games. It's kind of always a full circle moment for me because I'm like, oh, now there's kids watching our games.
Yeah, the kids being there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not even is that a kid game? I don't even think that's a kid game, but it's still they're just happy to be there, really,
They are. And then high-fiving them after the game.
Yeah. Or whenever we get to sign little things for them, they're always so happy.
This is some of my footage from the game on last Saturday. I think it was a whole high school. All the teams from the high school made it out to that game, and they were just loud with us behind where the show area was. It was a blast.
Yeah, you got to come to a kid game.
Yeah.
That'll be
okay. All right.
Here's
all right.
a
Now,
bit.
quick question: in these years that you've been playing basketball in this conference itself, I'm a guy who I'm a soccer fan, and in soccer you always have a rival, and you always have that person that you always want to I know how that plays, I know their tendencies, I know where they're going. Do you guys have that every time? That name of the school gets in, and you're like, this time I'm gonna get this person. This time, do you guys have that when you're studying film, when you're studying everything, when you're studying the plays? I know this person is gonna do this. I got her tonight. That's mine. She's mine. Do you guys have that? Do you guys have a rival per se, or someone that you know that they're gonna get to under your skin, and you're just like, okay, now I'm going forward.
Going for it. You're going for it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, AD. I'll let you answer first.
I mean, mine, I felt this year, just because the fact that they were ranked, it was UNLV. All of us really we all locked in and we were like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're just the top of the conference. You always want to be, the top of the conference, which is UNLV. And that's always a close game. So since I've been here, it's my 4 years here, it's been a really close game. Not someone specific to me, but just the whole team in general. They've been a pretty good team. And it's always a close game, so it's annoying, I'd rather lose by 20 than lose by 2 points every time.
Oh, literally.
So, yeah. We'll get them.
I know it was a furious game there in the tournament last year. I was watching that. I know that was such a furious ending. It was oh my God, it's so crazy. How does it feel coming into this year off the backs of that year? I mean, I know I've heard from a lot of fans how impressed they've been of this year's team throughout all the adversity, injuries, all the different things that are unexpected, that happen in a team dynamic and in a program, especially nowadays, with the portal, with everything going on. It's touched every single program, no matter what the sport is, whether it's softball, baseball. What's your assessment of this year's team so far and your outlook going forward for either one of you?
Well, I think, like you said, all teams have changed, we've changed, other people have graduated people. We had a really good group last year, and we peaked early, but it was a good amount of wins we had, and just trying to match that and surpass that this year too, because we have good pieces this year too. AD joined us, so that was huge for the conference, and just trying to win games. Every team's different. Every year's different. It's uncomparable. You lose some people get hurt. But we've been able to adjust with Asia going. Abby's filled her role as point guard really well. And just continuing to do that. I think being positive.
Same. I feel like this team has we've done a good job of handling the stuff out of our control and just reacting to it like we need to, and everyone kind of stepping up when we need to and doing our jobs.
Yeah, and it's always nice to hear people say because they were a little, wow, you guys did a good year. We had a lot of people saying that feedback about last year's season. So that's always a good feeling. Even if we didn't win a championship, it feels like you're moving in the right direction.
Absolutely. I think that's a big sentiment that I get, and one thing we pride ourselves is, we're fans ourselves, but we definitely engage a lot with the fans, and I know there's a lot of pride. There's a lot of pride in what's going on, and talk to us a little bit about Coach Terry. Talk to about what's impressive, especially with you, AD, coming in, from a new program. What was about Coach that really drew you into the program?
For me, it was really I just saw the way I got to on my visit. I remember watching a workout they had, and I just saw the interactions of what she had with her players, and then not even on my visit, but last year sitting out, I was on the bench, and I think I saw more, and I saw the interactions, and I saw everything, and what drew me was just the way she honestly she picks you up, she coaches you hard, but she's you always know she's there for you.
Yeah, definitely. I've been here 4 years, for a reason, and yeah, just her being able to be understanding. I think that's a huge thing for me, is someone who as a coach that understands a player's perspective, and I definitely think she's a player's coach. She's been at State for a while, and she really just like AD said, brings us up. It's positive when it's hard to be if you're losing. Your head coach is harping on you, but it's still in your corner always, and that's a huge thing for me. And yeah, just she's a mom too, so that's always nice. She has a big heart, so yeah.
All right, good answers. Good answers. Should we
ask a quick question real quick?
Get in there. Go.
AD, I have a quick question. So me and Chino we were lucky last year to go down to Vegas for the Mountain West tournament, and we sat next to the opponent, right next to Utah State, and they were all wearing baby blue gloves, doing this weird thing. I gotta know, what is it? What is
what the heck?
Is it
Wait, what? They were wearing baby blue gloves?
Baby blue gloves and doing this thing they were milking a cow. I don't know what was that all about. We laughed about it.
Chico.
We're still talking about it now because we ended up winning that game, but we have videos. We'll show them later. We were taunting them because that was their thing, right? And we're really? That's your guys' thing? We're supposed to be scared of that? But,
right, what is that?
No.
I don't know. We had a ask.
AD's I'm so glad I got out before that time.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got out.
Weird,
What is
AD.
that?
I have no clue with that. I've never seen that. And I went to men's games too. I think maybe they have a dairy farm somewhere near campus. Maybe it has something to do with that. I'm not sure.
You remember that, right, Chino?
It was hilarious. The whole student section. The whole student
Your mic
section.
is muted. Your mic is muted, bro.
I was saying while I was muted that I choose not to remember. Thank you, El Checo, for reminding me again.
We got proof. We got proof. Someone in the chat validated it.
The whole section.
Yeah,
Whole
hey,
section.
Was it the whole section?
Oh, there were 2-3 sections of them next to us. We were that.
They're loud.
In Europe, in football, they'd have the guards or whatever in between it. They got nothing. They got nothing in between that. Man,
Okay.
I'm glad there were kids next to us. Mateo, sorry.
No way, man.
Well, one of the things, and we'll get to T-Mac's question as well as Angelica's questions. Those are both really great super chat questions. We're gonna get to those, but one of the big reasons why I wanted to have you two ladies in particular on this episode with the Hijos de Montezuma podcast. Obviously, we're one of the first Spanish translation Spanglish podcast. You know what I mean? I'll admit it. I'm a no sabo kid. I'm terrible.
Ya tú sabes, mijo. Ya tú sabes.
I'm
Por eso ya sé todo. Pero
I'm
déjame
not
decirlo
proud
bien.
about it. I'm
Número
not proud
uno.
about it.
Número uno.
Yeah.
Podcast número uno. Mijo.
Don't feel bad, Mateo. Every group has a chino. El chino, that's why. Every group. You know, every clique has one of those. So I'm just
Cada
happy.
cada grupo tiene un cheque, tiene un checo y tiene un chino. Así que ahí,
Sí,
ahí te
sí.
la dejo. Nadie
Yeah.
tiene eso, nomás nosotros. Nadie tiene eso, nomás nosotros.
But to bring it back in, you know, I wanted to bring you two on here just because I feel like with the Hijos, it gives us a lot of room to explore topics that you wouldn't normally hear on a regular, just standard English podcast. And although we're talking English here, that's fine. But you know, celebrating Latinas in sports and at the college level, I think is very important. We're very proud of both of you. I'm curious because I've been to Puerto Rico one time. I've been there. It was amazing. Actually there on a missions trip, so it wasn't like I was there for vacationing. Like I really got to meet the people and
Yeah.
experience, and it was an amazing trip. I'm curious though, do either one of you have or can share maybe your family story? Is there something as far as, you know, when first coming here to the States? You know, I think because that's just such a unique aspect to us as
It's a unique part of your
raza.
story. Mhm.
Absolutely.
De la raza.
So I mean,
Mhm.
I'm curious if that's something you feel comfortable sharing, or you know, if that is.
You can go, AD. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of the stories they've told me because I've heard a lot of stories.
Like
Yeah,
a story
right,
like
yeah.
what? I'm trying to think too.
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
second
it-
generation, so you know, like
Yeah.
I got the story of my grandfather coming over, you know, from Mexico, and my dad make sure that we don't forget it. You know, of course, some of it is story. Who knows? You know, my
Yeah.
dad always, you know, and there's always folklore and all that stuff. But you know, I'd love to hear the story and the histories and just knowing, like, okay,
You know, 'cause
take pride in
culture plays a lot of part in your personality.
it.
So
Yeah.
Mhm.
that is what sometimes what drives you. And sometimes, like, for example, we're all of us come from a Hispanic heritage. We all come from that. And what is the most defining thing about a Hispanic, someone who knows, is the grind. They don't give up whatsoever. They always push forward. They push for success. They push for effort, no matter the adversity, no matter, hey, if you put a fence, we'll jump over it, we'll dig over it, or we'll break through it, you know, something like that. So for you guys, especially in life and in the sport of basketball, what has been those barriers that you said that people have placed in there, and you said, I'm gonna knock them down?
Well, I think just seeing like you said, Latinas, us Hispanics in the sport. I don't see it like every single team we play. I don't see a Puerto
Yeah.
Rican over there or Salvadorian over there. So just that and by itself is already a huge thing for me as far as like being, you know, playing basketball at this level. And yeah, like you said, our parents, my parents have definitely instilled that hardworking and just determination in me because of how like they came over at a young age, worked their way up in life, 2 jobs, no jobs, whatever it may be. So definitely all my credit literally goes to them
Mhm.
because like you said, hardworking people who don't give up, you know? And I think that's just my parents in a nutshell. And yeah, I think just other little girls being able to see us, you know, AD Puerto Rican playing on
Yeah.
Division I Puerto Rican national team, me myself too. It's like a huge thing because when I was younger, if I saw that, I would have. It's like the world, you know.
No, I agree with that. Like as you said, like that's not really like something that's like shown out there like Latinas in college sports. And I honestly I think like it should be talked about more. And when it comes to like talking about like how your family and stuff, like I would also say that every like working hard and kind of just like pushing it through day to day, like that's instilled for me from my family as well. Like my dad just from the very beginning, like it was just me and him, and he just every day he kept working and working his way up, and now he's gotten to a good place in his life, and it's kind of like how I want to live my life, like just each day take it at a time and kind of like that grit.
Well said.
Beautiful.
Well said. Well said.
Angelica, one of our day one supporters. Your representation matters, and what excited the girls and I excited to cheer at the games. She is one of our day one supporters, and she shows up at the games. She's a real one.
Hey,
Thank you, Angelica. Thank you.
shout out to Angelica.
Yes, shout out.
So she also had a super chat question. I think that's a good time to ask that one. What is Kim's best memory as a
Favorite
player? And she did say for
memory.
both of you.
It's for both. It's for both.
Yeah, for both.
Kim and AD. Mine is definitely, like I said, I practice with Kobe and the Mamba team, the little ones. That's always gonna be because I really never thought, like, I thought he was untouchable, like, your favorite like Michael Jordan or something like that.
The GOAT.
So that was a huge moment for me. Like, being able to see that the sport got me to meeting someone I've like loved watching. And yeah, that was just so fun. I mean, we were playing basketball, but I really was just super happy to be there,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Meanwhile, I'm just looking at Kobe like, okay, it's Kobe, So
Yeah, like, did he had an aura when you saw him? Like, was there an aura? Like,
I think so. Everyone, I think, in the gym was like, oh my gosh, it's Kobe, So yeah, I think so. That's definitely my favorite memory.
What can you tell us more about? Like, what kind of drills you were doing, or is it kind of a blur?
I'm telling you, it's a blur. I was just like, Kobe's, teaching us a drill. I'm really not, but it was just, I don't know. I guess attacking drills. I was much younger, but
how old were you? About
drills.
what age?
Old.
About what age were you when that?
I think I was a sophomore in high school, or maybe, yeah, either sophomore or freshman, and we were just kind of doing the drills with the younger girls. What's it called, the Mamba team? The
Mambas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean, if you're like me and a lot of people, I remember exactly where I was when I heard the news.
Yeah.
Of him and his daughters passing and all the rest on there. I mean, it really felt, that's an icon, right? And for us that love the game, you feel like the person, this so much of this side of that person, and for you to be actually work out with him and them at the Mamba. I mean, can you describe what his legacy, in your mind as a player?
I don't know. It's hard. It's so much, right, that he kind of left. But I think just being able to see people that even don't watch basketball be sad about it, or, feel in their heart something about the passing of them, I think, like, it speaks for itself. Someone who doesn't even watch basketball knows who Kobe Bryant is, maybe loves soccer, is still affected by him because of what he left behind, but also, what he represented as, like, a player, hard work, like, just all those little things. Yeah, and then obviously the numbers, the stats, everything he's left behind shows too. But to me, other people knowing your name and, what you do is crazy, even though you don't know basketball. So that's what I think about it.
Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
I meant to say.
The Mamba mentality.
Exactly.
What about you, AD? What's your favorite memory?
Mine was actually kind of recent. It was this past summer when we went to El Salvador to play. And playing, it was one of the first games I had played in a while, and it's my favorite memory because I remember looking to the stands, and my dad and my grandparents had surprised me and flew out to watch that game. And it was like, my dream was like playing at another level, and like that was kind of a step in the right direction. It was like, it's my favorite memory just because it just showed validation for all that work. It was like kind of a little payoff.
What's it like playing against each other on the court, though? That's you're on the same. You're always on the same team here, and being adversaries for one team and represent.
You can't take me 1-on-1. Yeah.
It was so fun.
It
especially because it's, overseas in El Salvador. It was more like, the whole team has played with each other for a long time, and me and Edie just kind of come and try to help and win. So it was fun playing against each other, running back on defense, guarding
It
AD, or AD guarding me. Or
I couldn't really take it seriously at points. I was like, wow, I'm really
yeah,
guarding Kim.
it was like funny.
Yeah, it
You
was.
know, and competitive, but it was really funny to see like us in that environment. It's like, what are you
At that
doing
point,
here?
you just hide the laugh. You just hide the laughter. You try to keep that game face on, or you're just kind of just at that point, you're just kind of enjoying the moment.
Yeah, just enjoying the moment. Just being like,
Yeah, for
welcome
sure.
to your AD.
Yeah, you had
We-
a whole stadium. It was packed.
No, it's crazy over there. The fans are amazing. It's like, I don't know how many thousands of people showed up, but every game it was packed.
It was.
Even if we lost, they were packed.
A question just popped up from Answer 321, and it says, "What do you respect most about each other's game?" So, what do you respect most about each other's game?
Dang.
Kim?
I'm like, let me think. Oh, I think AD like always adding to her game. You know, it's always like there's no box. I think you could put AD in like I mean teams try, you know, and it's still hard. Like you still get 20 points or 15 points a night. So definitely that. Yeah, a lot of components like AD's also skill set to her footwork is crazy, you know. It's literally Dirk. So that makes sense. You want to match him. So but yeah, so many things, but definitely that one that can't put you in a box.
For me, it's definitely like the confidence Kim plays with. It's just like no matter who we play, like Stanford, whenever you shot that shot, like just the confidence and just like you shooting that ball and just knowing like, all right, like no one can touch me. Like that's what I admire most because that's how you play.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Mamba mentality. Mamba mentality.
No, literally.
Yeah.
That's like reaching Jordan style. Like, yeah, you can't touch me. Yeah, I take it personal. It became personal with me. You know, something like that. But no, it's pretty good. From a soccer guy, watching you guys. Well, I mean, I watch a lot of basketball, but seeing that kind of aggressiveness and always heading forward. You know, you attack, and then defend. Like you need to have like you turn it on, but then you have to come back at defense. And then you have to keep a cool mind, like, okay, where is she heading? Where am I heading? You know, how do you shift those gears when you're like, hey, I need to attack, but then I have to go back. Like, what goes into your head? Like, I say, like, okay, now it's time to cool down, focus. What's next? I always wanted to know. That's a part of my question.
I don't know. I feel like trying to like calm down. I think for me, it's like my biggest thing is like, all right, like now I can't let them score. Like that's kind of like what makes me like switch in. Like, all right, can't foul them. Like just make sure they don't score.
Yeah, definitely staying competitive. I think that's my favorite part of, I guess, playing is, you know, obviously one team wants to win and whoever shows up that night. But yeah, like I think defense, I definitely try to make my presence known. So if I don't know, try to find my flow in defense first. And, you know, you got to be aggressive if you're playing defense. So I let that hopefully translate whenever I'm attacking on offense. And yeah, just being prideful, you know, like you said, matchups and all those things, just having pride about who you're guarding and not letting them score like on you or things like that.
Now, another question that I might have: what have been the funny moments that you have guys gone through during a game or off the game during a practice? Have you guys hit each other with a ball? Like, hey, here's a pass. Oh. you know, like a ball head. You know, like you hit somebody with a ball or something like that. Or
I've had way too many.
I don't remember.
I've had way too many embarrassing moments on the court.
Hey, or you start laughing at the other team, like, oh, like she fell. You know, something like that.
I'm trying to remember. A lot of us fall this year.
No,
like,
yeah.
A lot of us are on the floor a lot. So sometimes AD will fall and I'm like, I want to help her up, but at the same time I have to get back, you know? So I'm like, okay, gotta go, you know? Sorry, AD.
No, sometimes I do. I just fall. Like I can't even tell you why I fall sometimes.
Do you laugh after like I fell, man? I just like, man, did you see me fall?
I have to.
Yeah, it's funny. Or sometimes like a team like Mia on our team throws the hardest passes ever.
Oh, yeah.
And I won't even put my hand between it because I'm like, I'm sorry, that's just too hard of a pass. And it's a turnover, but it's like it's too hard.
At that point, is your life flash before your eyes when you see that ball
Yeah.
just coming your way? Like,
Yeah, so we just look at each other like, let's get back on defense.
So she's literally not throwing a basketball; she's throwing a football, man.
Yeah,
Right?
No.
I'm sure she probably can.
Wow.
Okay, let's not ignore this other super chat question. I know we're having fun. I see from T-Mac, he says, do you both anticipate future plans in basketball after graduation, whether domestic or international, as a player or a coach? Anybody could take that one first. That's a big question. That's a big question.
I definitely want to, once I do like a 1 year for my COVID year masters, I'm gonna keep playing with the national team. I have been for the past years, but yeah, definitely see my options after basketball, after I graduate and overseas, potentially go play overseas. And what was the other part? Oh, a player or a coach. I don't know. I'm gonna keep playing as a player, as long as I can, stay young and see how that goes overseas. And then a coach, I don't know. I don't know about that one yet.
That's tough.
No,
That's tough.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I definitely want to play after my year of COVID next year. But as a player, I just don't think a coach was a great fit for me, so I'm gonna stick to a player.
Yeah, maybe end on a player, huh?
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Leave the coaching for the coaches and my other teammates that
Exactly.
want to be a coach. But
Okay, what do you think is maybe the most challenging aspect of being a coach?
that's a good question. I'm sure there's a lot.
Apart from breaking clipboards.
There's a lot.
Apart from
Right.
breaking clipboards.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the
Ooh.
hardest aspect of like a coach is like having to kind of navigate like different players and how they react and they need different coaching and just kind of like that good balance of like being a coach but also like staying supportive. I don't know. I feel like there's so many like things for a coach
Yeah,
that
that's
has
probably-
to deal with.
That's a good, probably like you said, it's hard to, be a player's coach, but at the same time have boundaries of, being stern, and obviously you don't want your players to not like you because you want them to play for you and want to play for you guys to win as a whole, but at the same time have a relationship with your players. I think that's hard. And then of course, the game plan, like over time when it's crunch time, a coach is really helping the team navigating like the plays and all that stuff. So yeah, it goes hand in hand, I think. So it's tough. So shout out the coaches out there.
No, shout out to all the coaches.
We're sending this. We're sending that clip to Coach. You'll make sure she hears that one.
Right?
Yeah.
Knows you appreciate the job. That
Right?
she
I
is doing.
know. I'm aware.
Yeah.
We're probably annoying at times, I'm sure. And that's too, you got to deal with a whole bunch of personalities,
Yeah.
But you also get the opportunity to deal with a bunch of personalities.
Yeah.
So
Do you
It's reward.
speaking of go, Chino, go.
no, I'm gonna say, speaking of
Yeah, no.
personality, who's the hype person out of y'all? Who's the hype person? Who's like the one who gets you all
Tiene
kind
la
of like
jefa.
riled up,
Tiene la
fired up?
jefa.
Team.
Yeah.
Who brings the fuego? Who brings the fire?
the
Yeah.
hype.
Who's the hype person? Like when you need to get pumped up, like all right, let's go.
Who's-
Like
Who's that voice that hey, let's go,
I would say Abby, I think, because you feel
Yeah,
her
Abby for
presence
sure.
when she's not like on the court. When someone gets a charge, when an win, all that stuff. Abby's definitely yelling and showing a
She's
bunch
like the
of
loudest
emotion.
one.
Yeah, on the court, showing emotions and everything. So definitely.
Now, are you a believer of checking your egos out the door or bringing your egos in?
I would say in, because like not because ego could be, you know, bad or good, but I think ego comes with maybe a belief in yourself and just
makes
pride.
you play like a chip on your
Yeah,
shoulder.
yeah, exactly. Like confidence, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But not use it in a bad way, you know, like still be aware of yourself and yeah, I think it's good. Play with some like a chip on your shoulder, yeah.
AD, what about you?
I mean, I see both like good and bad, but I would say that, yeah, like bringing it in wouldn't be bad as long as you keep it in check, you know, like still remembering at the end of the day, it's like a team sport.
Yeah.
Because the reason I asked that question, because I remember the Dream Team and the Redeem Team. So the Dream Team, Chuck Daly told the players to check your ego out the door and play like a team. But Coach K told them, you need to bring your egos in because that's who you are. And I need those type of players in the national team. So it's a double-edged sword kind of thing. But when it's crunch time, like you guys said, you need to put all in. You need to go all in. You know, it's your pride is on the line. The pride of your team is on the line as well. So it's pretty much kind of like it goes both ways.
No wrong answer. No wrong answer.
Ladies, it's getting to that point in time where we want to thank you for joining us. This hour has flown by, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a joy for us to have you. It really has.
Yes.
You have no idea how excited we were for this.
Thank you so much for having us.
En español, lady.
I'm gonna I thought we said this.
En español.
Algo en español, raza, por favor.
Que vengan a más juegos. Siguen apoyando al equipo. Lo apreciamos mucho. Y ya. Puedo hablar, solo que no sé qué decir. So, you know? I'm not no sabo. My parents, they would be so mad.
Thank you for the little Spanish that we received. That was awesome.
That was awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
But before we let you ladies go, selfishly, I have to ask the question. I have to ask because we just saw the first jersey from an Aztec woman player hanging in the Viejas rafters. The one and only Mrs. Judy Porter Wonders. We had the privilege of having her on the show a couple times and had the chance to speak with her. And what an amazing accomplishment to have that up there and the body of work that she put out. Do you have any thoughts on seeing that jersey hanging up in the Viejas rafters?
Go ahead, AD. I'm like thinking.
I think she's thinking my jersey is going to be up there too.
I mean, we're talking Kawhi for the longest time, right? A couple of years, but now Miss Judy Porter Wonders up there, and yeah, we're feeling pretty proud about that for all Aztecs and for all girls.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, supporting women, you know, and basketball. It's not. I mean, I don't think it's men and women, you know, it's athletes. It's being able to showcase like she did. So it's super cool to see a woman's banner up there, or just like a great athlete up there, being respected and represented in the right way,
acknowledged.
And yeah, for sure. It's huge for all athletes and women in sports.
And statistically, I mean, she is
yeah, she
incredible.
had a lot of points and all those things, right? She's like in the books for sure. I wasn't sure how many points and all that, but
it's crazy. It is crazy. Everybody doing well? Chino, Checo, check it. Oh,
I'm fantastic. I'm fantastic. You know me.
We're doing well now. We're making history tonight. That's what we're doing.
Oh yeah,
we're making history. We are all a part of history.
We do what we do. We do what we do.
Yes. How long?
Yeah.
How long have you guys been doing this podcast? I'm just curious.
So we started Sons of Montezuma podcast back in 2017, and it was primarily football. It was primarily football. and we grew into basketball maybe 2000, like the year after COVID, I want to say. And so this is going on about our third season with basketball. This is our first official year with the Hijos de Montezuma with the Spanish translation. So it's growing. We're independent, right? We're just fans, alumni, supporters. All of us have our different connection to San Diego State, whether it's alumni fans or just supporters. And, you know, we're building this thing as a platform to not only spread awareness for the brand San Diego State, but you know, through NIL, it's been a really fun thing for us to do. We've interacted with a lot of student athletes like yourself and their families, and it's just been a joy. My father actually went to state, worked there in the AD for many years, so I grew up basically on campus. It's a big source of pride, and you know, in our family. And I know these guys feel very strongly about Aztec Nation themselves. So.
Nice. Thank you guys for all that you do.
No, thank you.
Proud of it too.
Gotta say it, T-Mac. Thank you all for sharing your time and experience. Best wishes in your academics and basketball season success. Thank you, T-Mac.
Thank you.
Una
Thank you.
Michaela Sandoval, que impossible.
Impossible.
Oh.
Mírala, eh?
We gotta make that an NIL T-shirt for you, Kim. We gotta do that.
We have to do that.
Put it
We
on
have
the
to do
shirt.
something- we have to do something for AD too. I am not
Right.
Davis.
Puerto
I am
Rican.
Davis.
You got AD and SD. AD and SD.
And
Hey,
ADSD. That's
AD
right.
AD and SD.
AD
And when the game's on in HD, okay? That's what that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
That's it. I'm gonna leave you hanging. I got you.
We're seeing it come in. I want one of those shirts. Okay.
Consider it done.
There it is.
Done. It is done already.
Ladies, thank you for joining us. Have a safe night. Stay dry. Stay indoors. And,
Thank you guys so much.
Y denle en al equipo, denle en su ahí en el partido, denle ahí, por favor.
You already know. Okay, bye guys. Thank you.
See y'all.
It's all love. Go Aztecs. Let's go.
Aztecs.
Very, very, very well. Very well. Round of applause, gentlemen. Round of applause. Thank you guys.
No, that was like, you know.
They're amazing. They're amazing athletes. They have wonderful personalities, and I know that their future is bright. And you know, we can all learn from them. They put in the work. They have the effort, and if they continue that way, they're gonna do something amazing. So they're gonna be good. They're gonna be great. That's all I know. And they're gonna win. They're gonna win. I know that. They're winners already. They're winners.
It's great though. Aztec for life though. It's a common thread you see that with all the programs. They're just the full student athlete experience. Just being, you know, very talented people and even better as a person. And you see that, and you've seen that, you know, over with the different interviews with him. I think you could speak to this more than I can. But it's a beautiful thing to see.
It's amazing because what Mateo is doing with all this, you guys have been Aztec Nation, trying to bring everything, you know, supporting in that way, and that's what makes it a lot better. They know that the alumni are right there, always supporting them, and they know that they can never run out of support. You know, you guys are always there, so we're always there. So yeah, that's the best thing about it.
Checo, we're gonna have to find out about those blue gloves another way. We gotta find out.
Please bring tráelo, porque
I don't think we should touch them. Period. No.
Everybody, thank you in the chat.
Hey. Get better, Big O.
Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for all your questions, all your super chats.
Rocket, Checo, rocket.
Thank you. We will total all the super chats up, and Sons of Montezuma, we are gonna pledge to match exactly what everybody put in their super chats. We're gonna match it. Whatever we made in the super chat for the ladies, we're gonna match it.
That's right.
Gracias.
All right.
Gracias.
Thank you all for joining. Make sure you check out Hijos de Montezuma podcast another time and Sons of Montezuma podcast another time. I like the balloons.
Where's my balloons?
Let's go.
Where's my balloons?
Hacemos fiesta, mijo.
Where's the balloons?
Everybody have a good night. Have a good night.